Hello, superstar. Hello. I'm so excited for you to be here. Today we have a very special guest. Her name is Alyssa, and she has honestly, I'm in loss for words because her transformation over the years has been incredible. And what I'm very proud about this particular episode is the fact that she's so direct with the way that she approaches coaching. You know, she's had corporate backgrounds. She has a whole bunch of different unique set of skills that has led her to become this dynamic coach that focuses on emotional intelligence. But what I really love about Melissa is who she is as a person. So giving, so loving, so attention to detail, y'all. When you're looking for a coach, you need to know that that person has a good heart, has the results that you're looking for, and is actually willing to see through you. What I love about Alyssa is that she does all of that and more. Not only does she take the practices that she's learning each and every day, committed to her growth, committed to her education, committed to her community, committed to her family, her friends, all of that, but she still has a holistic view of how to get you from maybe not excelling within your relationships to the next level, and how you can become that dynamic factor and that person that you envision, just shifting a couple things within you that can open up something new about yourself, and also helping you get to the next level within your career path. So what I'm really excited about is for you guys to see the directness about Alyssa. She's so good with articulating, moments in life where it could be challenging, it could be difficult, but she helps you see the BS in your overthinking, or she helps you see the BS when there's nothing really there. That's what you want to look for in a coach, someone that can actually push you to the next level while still embracing your strengths and helping you build up that courage along the way. So make sure to check her out. She has amazing courses and she has amazing programs that you can definitely take advantage of. Make sure to check them out. We will definitely put the links in the description below. She's an amazing person, one of my favorite people on this world. So make sure to check her out. I don't say that lightly. So welcome to the call, Alyssa. You are a superstar, and we're so excited to have you here.
Thanks for having me. It's an honor.
Yes. Yes. So, we have a couple of questions for you because, you do so much work within so many different levels of leadership. So we wanted to, before you got into coaching, tell us a little bit more about Alyssa before the whole coaching phenomenon happened in your life.
So I gifted 10 years of my life to corporate America. And in that gift of my time and my soul, I was managing corporate fitness centers. So I'm originally education and health promotion business graduate, college graduate. Originally always wanted to be a wellness coordinator because I really fully believe in the mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, and intellectual element of the body, the person. That's really hard to find in Chicago. So got into the fitness component, which is great. I love fitness, but it was really having those conversations in the PT sessions, running the weight loss programs, teaching the group X, that there was a common denominator of middle-aged people not having the mental, emotional, relational, and habitual intentionality. They were doing the domesticated lifestyle of providing for their families, going to work, busting butts, but they weren't feeling and having those results that they wanted, those relationships that they wanted, the freedom that they wanted. And it became a really ethical thing for me, to the point to where then I had to cross-check who I was being, and working 15 hours at one location, and then on the weekends subbing classes or teaching group X classes or cleaning. I never had one job. So it really forced me to be like, Alyssa, what the hell are you doing? Like, you're literally here teaching people how to take care of themselves, but you're not able to take care of yourself. Like, you're not getting enough sleep. You're making making unhealthy choices. You're not showing up in the dating world like you want to be showing up. So I just had like a come to Alyssa moment, and had to get out. And it was the scariest thing that I ever did. But I just kind of did it and never looked back. So 6.5 years later, here I am.
Wow. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'm right here, Isabel over here. I am proof, okay, that Alyssa speaks her walk, or speaks her talk and talks her walk. You know, that whole saying, right? Because I've got to see you in person. And we've had other, encounters with people that we've actually looked up to a lot. And then we meet them in person. And it was like, yeah. And it was scary for us because we don't know what to do in those scenarios. More like, that'll be the last time, that will happen. And it hurt a lot. But when we got to meet you in person, we were like, oh, she's a lot taller than we thought. So, but she's
really a lot shorter. I'm like, oh, wow, they're short. Okay. But we all love food and wine, so let's do it.
Yes. And what I really love about you, Alyssa, is that you're living authentically and that you come from a place that you actually do the work. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of coaches, what we've seen is like they'll try to help others and then they haven't gone through the work themselves to actually prove that they've gotten the results that need to be gotten to help another person get to a different level in their life and in business, right?
Yeah.
And you're really great at that. So thank you for being authentic. And that's why we really wanted to do these type of interviews, to celebrate the people that are true and authentic. So curious, I mean, did you get certified? Did you go through that route to start coaching? Yeah,
I did. And part of it is, again, I'm going to keep saying it's the domesticated way in the fitness arena, especially because you have to have certifications to be able to teach class, to personal train. Then there's like these CECs, the continuing education that you constantly have to do. So I was just in like that rhythm of, oh, I need to take a class. Oh, I need a certification. Oh, I need this, which is great. I actually was certified through the Czech Institute as a holistic lifestyle coach. And that was really woo-woo. I got through it and realized I'm not going to be able to use any of this. Like, this is a problem. My corporate professionals that I want to coach are going to have plastic in their homes. They have little kids. Like it was like really holistic. So then I found Health Coach Institute. I'm like, okay, there's a life coaching. This is more my speed. And there was a business component to it. So I'm like, all right, here we go. This is just going to be my real kicker. So I did it, 6-month program. It was great. Went on, did their 1-year mastery, which was more ecology, therapy based, which was great. And that's it. Like, that's the only certifications I've gotten since, because I'm fine. I'm good. I don't need any more certifications. In fact, I coach for Health Coach Institute as an empowerment coach 10 hours a week. And that's one of the things that I tell students or coaches that are becoming coaches. There's 2 questions they always ask me. It's like, one, like, how do you have success? And I'm like, step 1, get a coach, like get support. In the last 6.5 years of me being an entrepreneur, 4 to 6 months has been the longest I've ever went without a coach. You have to have support. You have to have support. You have to have a system. You have to have a community. Like, get on board with it. Find the finances for it. Step 2, or risk 2, is don't get caught up in the grow certification. You can have all the information in the world, but unless you're going to integrate what you have, you're not going to get clients. So don't make that mistake of like, I need this. No, what you need is a client. So do the work, find the system, find the support, and coach and integrate it, and then move from there.
Yeah, that's really great advice. And I mean, the people that are looking to get into the space and that are kind of timid, or maybe they haven't gotten the courage to go out there and find a coach yet, what advice would you give someone to be like, this is the three main questions that you should ask someone if you want to hire them as your coach, to set yourself up for success, especially in this industry?
As a coach hiring a coach, or as a human hiring a coach?
Oh, that's a good question too. Okay, so let's go with a human, because first of all, you need that guidance to get you to a certain level, right?
Yeah, I would want to know first and foremost why they got into coaching, right? Everyone's why is a really integral part of who they are. It's not necessarily what a person does, but their why is important. Kind of like on the reverse flip of why someone's going to hire you and why not. Why not? So why did you decide to get into coaching? The second thing I would probably want to know is like, what has been your most memorable experience or like win with a client? Let me know, like, what's your greatest testimony, I guess is the best way to say it. And because again, I want them to brag. If they can't brag about themselves, how are they going to be able to get me to brag about myself? And that's a very important part about coaching.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then what are your core values? What are your top 3 values?
Wow.
Because if your values are like work, food, and finance, well, that might not, like, maybe I'm a workaholic. Maybe I'm overweight. And like, if your core values are those things that could negatively impact me or like influence or affect the way in which I'm wanting to go, we may not be a good fit,
Yeah. And what has been one of the major like hell to heaven moments that you've experienced with your clients that honestly that you get to dig even deeper within your core values that really justify your core values?
Are we talking about past clients or current clients? Like, I guess an example of that is when you tell me that I had a client who came to me to lose weight. She had lost over 100 pounds 2 times on the ideal protein diet, had surgery, had skin removal, everything, gained it back. She signs on with me because she'd been personal training with me, and she had only lost like 30 pounds in 4 to 5 months. She signed on for another 4 months. And what had happened in the like 6 to 9 months that we were working together, we realized that there was a lot of inner belief, identity, family of origin stuff going on. And so we worked together for a full year. And then a year after that year, I was sitting at her wedding at 51 years old. She finally allowed love in and married her best friend.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Like, it was awesome. So, I mean, that's like obviously one of the most memorable. Anytime I can help a client get through the blocks that they have within themselves to be able to connect and to like lead a more loving life. I think love is something that's like lacking, especially in the digital world of disconnect. Love is like so important to me and to like my clients, especially now in the arena of working with a more male engineer minded scope of practice. For them, like, I just love being able to help and see them celebrate how much connection or respect they feel for themselves and their teams, because they are coming from that authentic, grounded space of like knowing themselves. And with that then also comes the emotional and psychological anxiety, depression, unhealthy work-life balance. So like it's just, coaching is amazing. I don't know how people don't have coaches.
Right, right. And especially when you're going into a new transition into your life, you might be going from corporate and now you're looking to get into this dynamic field of coaching. You must get someone that has been there or can actually tap into all factors of coaching, right? Because you deal with not only the emotional intelligence within everything that within you, but you also deal with business, right?
Yeah.
You also you're very strategic and tactical and like very technical. So like what are some ways that you see coaching as like an evolution to people, because what we've seen, and correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people start with the unknown, like the naive self of being able to be like, I'm going to help the world and everyone in it, and everyone's going to be drinking the Kool-Aid and everything's going to be great. And then they need to make a landing page. And then they need to drive people to their first webinar, or they need to fill up something. And then they get stuck. What has been one of the ways that you've been able to stay focused and energetically focused and positive in your business?
The first is understanding that, and one of my business coaches probably 4 years ago said, Alyssa, there's a difference between being a fluffy, passionate coach and a purpose-driven entrepreneur. He's like, you cannot be a higher percentage of this fluffy, passionate coach. You've got to step in to this purpose-driven entrepreneurial space, because if you do not step into this space, there ain't going to be no fluffy, passionate coaching going on. You have to get the fundamentals. So for me, it was really about re-identifying myself as I am a purpose-driven entrepreneur. I am a woman in business. I can do hard things. I cannot tell you how many times I said to myself in the mirror, Alyssa, you can do hard things. Alyssa, you can learn this. Alyssa, you can learn this. And having certain thresholds and like checklists of small tasks. Sometimes when I was developing the landing pages or going through some of your guys' trainings, I would have to set a timer, because I struggle with anxiety. So I would get so worked up about how foreign it would be. And I would just say, Alyssa, watch 10 minutes of it. Just give it 10 minutes and then go leave. And I'd go and I'd take the puppy around the block, and then I'd come back and I'd sit back down. And so a lot of it, again, is knowing that inner game. And also catching all the bullshit that's going on. Like, catch your mindset, catch your subconscious that's blocking you. Because if you're not willing to identify as like, I'm a person in business, I am a purpose-driven entrepreneur, you're not neurologically going to be able to have the beliefs firing to create that reality. Wow. And that's a shame. So having small increment things to do that are not overwhelming, but a lot of it is being able to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I'm a purpose-driven entrepreneur and I can do hard things, and have some humility in it. Because I am like, I tell my partner, Amanda, you guys met her, in the winter, I really struggle. Again, I will tell her, babe, I need you to tell me that I'm good enough. I need you to tell me that I can do hard things. I need to tell you to tell me that I'm going to rock this day, or that I'm going to sign a client this month. And she would, because again, if you can't do it in yourself and you find someone that loves you and can support you, have them do it, because you have to create that. You have to create it. You have to create that image.
Wow. That is so, so, so powerful. That's a mic drop moment. That was beautiful. One of the key core values, going back to that, because you're very ethical, that's a really strong word, but you embody that to me. One of the core values that we've always been so passionate about is being location independent. Mm-hmm. And we love it, and we also want to ask you, being location independent, what has been one of the greatest gifts of being location independent, but what has also been a thing that you don't like about being location independent?
So location independent prior to the pandemic, y'all, I was doing 12 countries in 12 months and it was a joy. So location independent. I love observing. I think that anytime any of us, I know, I've read books, I've read research, like I know that anytime a human can move to and put themselves in a different environment, a different space, a different country, a different culture, it opens us up. We become more creative. We just naturally are sponges. We expand, we grow. We are living from a more vulnerable space that, like, in your home, in your little domesticated way of like, this is how I live, this is who I am. Like, you don't get vulnerable easily. Like, it takes work to become vulnerable in your domesticated space. So by removing the space, I just love the growth and the food. That, like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fat kid. The food is my favorite thing about being location independent, as well as being able to grow. And then what was the second, my least favorite thing about it?
Yeah.
Least favorite thing probably would be structure. So I'm very type A, OCD. I like a rhythm, I like routine. So when I go to a new space, and whenever you go to a new space, it takes like a week, 7 to 9 days to like get the lay of the land. Like, how do I walk home? Where do I want to go work? This, like, what do I like? And where am I going to work out? Am I in the time zone? Am I in a rhythm? That to me, because efficiency is also like a large part of who I am, I feel sometimes that time is like wasted. It's not, because I learn a lot in doing that, but that's probably my least favorite thing of being location independent, is how long it takes to get into a flow, and the fact of, like, obviously I'd be away from my puppy, so I would miss her.
Yes. And how many puppies do you have?
We have one. We foster failed one, but we also foster, and sometimes I board. So
Wow.
again, until we get our puppy to be 2 years, which is only 1 year, 1 month, we're still going to be shuffling dogs to create a wonderful personality. But because she is such already a beautiful personality, she's a really good teacher to the puppies in the shelters. So we bring them and we have her teach them some life skills, and then we get them adopted.
Wow. Wow. Y'all, if that isn't filled with love, I mean, what else is? I love that. And I mean, I know that you're a very busy coach,
Yes.
and not only that, you have a lot going on, and I appreciate your time. There's one question that we always ask, and it's probably going to be one of my most important questions to ask. And it's something that I take extremely serious.
Okay.
What does freedom mean to you, Alyssa?
Oh. Freedom to me is the ability to live, laugh, love, and learn however, wherever, whenever I want, right? It's the ability to do what I love, but be able to share experiences and places and things with the people I love, while being my authentic self in all of it.
Yes. That's awesome. I love that. I feel like you already knew that. You know, sometimes I ask that question and it takes someone a moment or two, but I feel like you
And
live
variety.
in freedom.
Yeah, I'm very, Amanda and I were talking about before. That was one of the last things we said when we went to bed last night. We had a fucking hectic weekend, but we're like, you know, we have like such a good life. Like, life is so fun with you. And I'm just like, I didn't feel like we had any fun this weekend. It's like, but it's so fun. Like, we got Gordon adopted. We brought Willie home. We organized. I'm just like, the sun was out yesterday. Like, the sun was out today. That's the cheer. But it's also a level of perspective too. So I think that anyone who's watching this that feels kind of like in that contractive, that stuck space of, what the hell am I doing? Or how do I leave? Like, I also want you to just check in with yourself and let you know that like the freedom starts with you and the way you think and the way you feel about it and interact with it or associate to it. And a simple example of that is, are you a this or that person? Or are you a this and that? And if you're a this or that, like, you're not going to find freedom.
Wow. Ask yourself those questions, ladies and gentlemen, because that was strong.
You can't feel freedom if everything, like if there's a good or bad, a yes or no. It's this and that. And that's where gratitude, mindfulness, meditation, like it's all important. But that's also where like catching your thoughts on what's true and what's not true and taking ownership and accountability and how it's keeping you in this little like stuck circle. You are the owner of that. You're the master in creating that. So change it. And it's okay if you don't know what freedom looks like. I talk to tons of people that they're like, yeah, I don't know what it is. And that's a great thing to become aware of, because then you don't have really anything to complain about. You get to create something.
That was so good. That was so good. Y'all, if you have not checked out Alyssa, make sure to check her out on Instagram. You're on Facebook. You have a website. Make sure to check her out. She is amazing. Where can people find you easiest, Alyssa?
I mean, everything's under my name. Like my website is alyssapoggioli.com. And then from there, if you want to go to my YouTube channel, if you want to go to LinkedIn, Facebook, like they're all on that page. But otherwise, any platform, just searching Alyssa Poggioli, you'll find me.
Can people DM you?
I'm even on Twitter. No, I don't accept DMs. Yes, of course. Voice messages are preferred, but if you want to if you want to hide behind text, I'll also accept.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you definitely heard it from the woman herself. Alyssa, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being you. And thank you for being authentic and being consistent with everything that you do. Really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.